What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to This Week in Esports and Gaming, the show where we do business recaps for news within the gaming, esports, and creator space. I'm your host, 𝗠𝗿 𝗖𝗶. Super Bowl Sunday. If you guys are watching, I haven't by the time this video goes up, the Super Bowl hasn't happened yet. So whoever wins, the Chiefs or the Eagles, either way, hopefully it's a great game. And I want to say quickly thank you to Rumble for sponsoring This Week in Esports and Gaming as well. Rumble is a group of passionate gamers and an award-winning creative agency. Visit rumble.es to learn more about what they do. The ES is for esports. Once again, that's rumble.es to learn more about what they do. Thanks, Rumble, for sponsoring today's episode, and let's dive right into it. For our first top 3 story, I want to cover gaming and esports in Turkey and the Syrian earthquake. This is not a great situation here, but I wanted to cover it just for context. There was a horrible earthquake of magnitude 7.8 in Turkey and Syria on February 6th. As a result, there was widespread damage and over 20,000 people have died as a result of this earthquake. This is the deadliest earthquake in the world since the 2010 Haiti earthquake, and it also recorded more than 1,000 aftershocks as well. So as it relates to the gaming and esports scene, unfortunately, a pro Valorant player, 𝗠ป์𝗿𝗶, passed away as a result. Her team, Unknown Pros, confirmed the news on February 8th, and she partook in Valorant Game Changer, so I want to have a moment of silence for her. With this horrible earthquake, popular streamer Hassan quickly went to his stream to raise awareness of the earthquake and raise donations and funds as well. He continually kept his audience updated and ended up raising over $150,000 in the first 15 minutes of his stream. He peaked at 82,000 viewers in under 24 hours of airtime and raised over $1 million for efforts to support those affected by the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. This story is much larger than gaming and esports, but I just want to highlight some of the happenings, good and not so good, that took place in the gaming and esports scene. Really hoping for the best of those affected, and once again, rest in peace, Louis. Esports orgs seem to be leaving esports leagues. There have been a flurry of esports orgs leaving these respective leagues. Credit to the esports advocate and James Fudge. So I'll list off some of them below. Fury and TSM are set to lead the Brazilian Free Fire League, citing a lack of support from Garena in this area. According to the esports advocate, a person familiar with the source described the league as dying and that many other orgs are contemplating an exit from the esports scene as well. Fnatic have announced that they are exiting the Dota Pro circuit after the BTS Pro Series. Fnatic competed in Dota for 8 years and said that they were forced to reflect on the sustainability and future of the title. They did, however, say that there was a temporary withdrawal, so there's a good chance it could come back. Fnatic still fields teams in many other esports as well. TSM also announced that they're leaving the R6 League despite winning the 6 Invitational less than a year ago. This comes shortly after star R6 esports player Bolo announced his retirement from the game. TSM also announced in 2022 that they'll be getting back into CSGO, so this perhaps might be related to that and needing funds to support that initiative after maybe their FTX deal fall through. This last one isn't as much related to an esports team pulling out of a league as it is to them just ceasing operations. The North American org Torrent, most known in Rocket League, have announced that they're essentially closing. Last year, they announced that they had let go of their competitive rosters, and despite their intention to return, it seems that they are not letting, or they're not actually doing that. Formerly known as Alpine Esports, they had some success in Apex Legends Esports, but their parent company, Wisdom Gaming Studios, have decided to put their efforts elsewhere. I'm not saying this is all related, and I don't think this is a sign that esports is dying, but it's just a wake-up call in my opinion. Things like poor communications could be easily fixed without money, so it seems like that poor execution on Garena's half could have been fixed, but esports rosters are ultimately very expensive to run. Paying players, coaches, staff, and had a chance at winning, not necessarily the best business strategy, but hey, it's all in the level of the game, right? And that's why I keep telling myself for CSGO esports at the very least. Netflix have announced 2 new indie games. Essentially, Netflix have acquired the mobile rights to 2 games from Rogue Games, which are Dust and Neon and Highwater. These will be available for free on mobile devices for all Netflix subscribers. So Dust and Neon is a fast-paced roguelite RPG twin stick shooter, which seems pretty fun, TBH. I watched a trailer and it looks pretty entertaining. I watched, it's set to be released on February 16th, and Highwater is the second game. It's a turn-based strategy and adventure game where players must scavenge for supplies and survive in a post-world ending situation. The ultimate goal is for players to reach Alphaville in order to board a rocket to Mars, because Earth is just not a great place to live anymore. In my eyes, these games actually seem like they're pretty enjoyable and that maybe you'd want to play them. So perhaps this is a move that Netflix is actually going in the right direction as far as gaming goes. That being said, these are not being monetized, so Netflix is really just running these at a loss in hopes that they can reduce subscriber churn to increase revenue in the long run. It's a long shot still, but I believe that they have probably budgeted for all of these things, game acquisitions and development as well. They're also hiring quite a bit in their LA studio, so they're not slowing down anytime soon, it seems. As far as partnerships go, TSM partnered with Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's has been named the official sub sandwich partner of the organization, and they will work on branded content and production as well as sweepstakes prizes and a subs for subs initiatives. There will also be an academic element to the collaboration where students from TSM partner campuses, Jersey Mike's university partners, and HBCUs will have an opportunity to learn about experiences in the business side of esports. GG.bet partnered with ESIC. This 3-year deal is a partnership to battle corruption in esports via player and coach education. There will be a set of anti-corruption video tutorial series that aims to support players and stakeholders about the pitfalls of betting as a participant in a game. This is also a PR move from GGBet to show their commitment to fair and secure environments for players and stakeholders. Microsoft partnered with 𝗠𝗿𝗄 Gaming and Esports U. This partnership will see a collegiate esports series for aspiring female esports pros. There will be 3 events in 2023 in addition to the 𝗠𝗿𝗄 Cup and Valorant, with the qualification tournament being open to all female students enrolled in a college based in the US and Canada. It's nice to see true initiatives to support women in esports. 𝗠𝗿𝗄 partnered with MasterCard. The first step in this partnership allows MasterCard users to redeem loyalty points for in-game purchases with the use of pay with points integration into 𝗠𝗿𝗄's products. They will also have protection for parents against children making unauthorized purchases. EA partnered with Max Verstappen. EA Sports branding will be visible on Verstappen's race helmet for the upcoming season, and he will also be featured in content across EA Sports channels. This makes sense given EA published the official F1 game since getting the licensing contract via the Codemasters acquisition. For finance and M&A, 𝗶𝗍 Esports raised a Series A4 round. The investment brings the total amount raised by the company to 9 million euros, and as a result, Clayton Lacrome, the chief investment officer at PAC Capital, will join 𝗶𝗍 as the chairman of the board. Along with this, they announced a data expansion partnership with ESL FACEIT Group to become the official exclusive match data provider of many of their leagues, so congrats to 𝗶𝗍 Esports all around. Latent Technology have raised $2.1 million. Latent Technology uses AI-based animation technology and real-world physics to enable VR characters to move in physically accurate, real-time scenarios. The round was led by Spark Capital and Root Ventures, with Bitcraft Ventures also participating, and they will use this round to help scale its team and accelerate the development of its product. Exterio have raised $2.5 million into Overworld. For reference, Overworld is a partner game studio making multiplayer RPG games with digital collectibles. They will develop cross-platform free-to-play games with features like player ownership and digital collectibles integrated as well. Snapster raised a $2.6 million seed round. The company aims to provide game developers and creators with the ability to build customizable backend for development, and this round was led by Andreessen Horowitz and will be used to expand development and grow its company size. Hardball Games raised a $5.2 million seed round. The round was led by Griffin Gaming Partners, with Paul Gouge and Alex Rigby of Playdemic also participating. The round will be used to accelerate the development of its multiplayer IP. As far as workforce changes go, Adrian Wiedera joins Prodigy Agency as a League of Legends agent. Adrian is quite the man in the League of Legends esports space, as he was most recently a sports director and head coach for the Misfits LEC team. Before that, he oversaw esports for Devils 1 as well as Illuminar Gaming, among other League of Legends esports teams. I'm sure he'll be quite well versed in this role. Eric Wood joined Scopely as the SVP of Publishing. Eric has quite the resume, as he was most recently an SVP at Activision Blizzard, overseeing global strategic partnerships. He was also global VP at Nike and a VP at Zynga and Disney before, doing similar initiatives. He holds a bachelor's in sociology and business from Illinois State University. Matthew Pothoff joins Pivot Agency as the Director of Gaming and Esports. He was most recently GM and Head of Esports at eUnited for around 6.5 years, so he has tons of experience in esports. He'll be providing insights to the leadership team and will be responsible for providing a range of partnerships between them and their esports clients and leading consumer brands. He holds a bachelor's in entertainment business from Full Sail University. Jing Wang and Scott Lee joins Fortis Games as the Head of Strategic Programs and the SVP of People, respectively. Jing joins back to the workforce after a year of break from working, which is awesome. She was the GM of Phoenix Labs US Studios for nearly 3 years prior and nearly spent 7 years at Riot overseeing lots of merch as well. She holds a bachelor's in PR from USC. Scott was most recently the Head of Talent Acquisition at Asana for around 4.5 years and has lots of experience in recruiting with Uber, Kixeye, and Riot in the past as well. He holds a bachelor's in history from UCLA. Vlad Popovici and Andrea Anachi joined Amber as the CMO and the CRO, respectively. Vlad has a good amount of marketing experience, as he was previously the managing partner at Kubis, a Romanian creative agency, for 14 years. He was also the head of digital at many large ad agencies like Saatchi & Saatchi, as well as BBDO. He holds a master's in marketing and communications from the Bucharest University of Economic Studies, and Andrea has lots of sales and biz dev experience before. I actually covered her becoming a business advisor for Secret Dimension last year. She was formerly director of business development for Sony and was the SVP of games for Marvel for 6 years, and she holds a bachelor's of communications from CSU Northridge. JN Lopez joins Jump Button Studio as the COO. JN is the founder and CEO of Black Girl Gamers, a group that supports Black women in gaming. She was most recently a leadership sorcerer at Facebook for 3 years and did private equity before that as well. She has a bachelor's in biochemistry from London Metropolitan University. As far as new stuff goes, Krafton opened a new studio in Canada. Krafton Montreal will be led by Patrick Methy, and they are currently working on the video game adaptation of The Bird That Drinks Tears, which is a popular series of Korean fantasy novels. They currently have 12 staff and are hoping to grow to 150 in the next 3 years, which is quite impressive. Dundee and Angus College and Syracuse University have announced esports degrees. Dundee and Angus College's esports degree will commence in August of this year and will teach a variety of skills like how to manage and organize events. It'll be a 2-year course with a potential opportunity to gain a full degree in the future as well. And Syracuse University's esports major will cover tracks including business management, media communications, game design and engineering, and broadcast and production. This will be a collaboration across multiple schools at Syracuse University and is still in the creation phase. NetEase have launched Splice Incorporated. This is a new remote studio working on world-class online gameplay experiences using original IP. They're currently hiring and looking to scale larger as well with folks across the UK, US, Canada, and more. That's it for this week in esports and gaming. Once again, thank you to Rumble for sponsoring today's episode. Rumble is a group of passionate gamers and an award-winning creative agency. Visit rumble.es. ES is for esports. Once again, that's rumble.es. Learn more about what they do. And once again, credit to the authors and brands themselves for the images and information provided. Shout out to James Fudge, Hongyu Chen for the Esports Advocate. If you want to go support them, I'll tag them down below as well. And if you could tag someone who would find this valuable, I'd greatly appreciate this. As always, everybody, have a great day.